Welcome. So, as you might have noticed, there are quite a few people out there telling you how to write your notes, why you should write your notes, what is allowed to make notes of, how they should look, what they're going to be used for, and so on into infinity. I'm sort of one of them, I guess. It's interesting to see how much attention and importance is placed on something as seemingly easy and mundane as note-taking. It's just writing stuff down, right? Everyone has opinions. The truth is, note-taking is a personal and individual process. The way you write your notes will forever be how you write your notes, and it should be in a way that works best for you. I know I said this again and again and again, but it honestly bears repeating almost every video because people come to these kinds of videos thinking that we're gonna tell you how to make notes, and that's not really, I believe, what these kind of videos are about. These videos are about finding a system that works, not how you should write your individual notes, because no one can ever tell you that. It's just you write how you write. Some people prefer to take detailed and organized notes, while others prefer a more visual, chaotic, creative approach. Some like to use pen and paper, while others prefer digital tools. There is no one-size-fits-all method when it comes to note-taking, and I can assure you that most people use more ways of taking notes than they let on in these kinds of videos. I talk a lot about me using Obsidian. Oh, I'm using Obsidian, I'm using Logseq, and I have, this paper inbox, but I write stuff down on post-it notes sometimes as well. I open Samsung Notes, just write something down quickly. It just happens. That's what note-taking is. It just happens. You can't just, I had an idea. I have to, sit down in my favorite chair and have coffee and write. Sometimes you just have an old receipt and you have to write it down there. What I'm getting at is that if you have a system that works, you can take notes in whatever way you want. And this is what I try to hammer into every video I make on how my own process is set up. Your individual notes will always be your individual notes. My videos are a way for me to be accountable in my own learning and is to be used for inspiration. I want people to watch my videos and go, that was a cool thing she did. Maybe something similar will work for me. And notes serve such a different purpose for different individuals. Some use them only for studying and they don't care about remembering what they read in their spare time. Others use them because they are writers and they want to capture every sort of fleeting idea that pops into their head. Some people write for work and have to be very organized because what they write will end up being read by people in an onboarding process or something. Some people simply enjoy the process of writing things down. The content and format of your notes should align with your specific needs and goals. I really love learning new things and I love to write. When I was young, I transcribed my favorite X-Files episodes when I didn't have anything to write about. So when I say I love writing, I mean I love writing. I could write just to write. Ultimately, the most important thing is that your notes are effective. They should help you retain information, organize your thoughts, serve as a useful reference in the future, or give you joy in the moment. As long as your notes fulfill these purposes, all of them or one of them, it doesn't matter how they look or what others may think of them. I hear a lot of people talking about the collector's fallacy when I talk about sort of my way of taking notes. And although the collector's fallacy can cause issues, I fail to see why others have opinions about how, why, and what you make notes of. I'm not storing them on your hard drive, so what's the issue? As long as you yourself do not feel overwhelmed with the amount of notes you have or how many articles are in your Read It Later app, I say just go for it. Hoard that information. I'm very much in the just in case camp of learning. This is, of course, a privileged camp to be in because I have no immediate need to learn a specific thing, so I don't risk my interests crowding out something with a deadline or something that others are depending on. I can learn about whatever I find interesting and then just let it go when it doesn't interest me anymore. Some of these jaunts live on as only a singular note in my vault. Like the fact that on one of my favorite podcasts, they talked about how frog spit is a non-Newtonian liquid. I fact-checked that, and when it was true, I realized that it had to live in my vault because that information was just too precious to not save. Will I ever need it? Probably not. But I wanted a note on it because it just tickled me. And since I use the space repetition plugin to surface old notes, I'll stumble upon that note again and I'll be just as tickled. What I'm getting at is that a lot of people out there, right here on YouTube as well, wants you to do things their way. They're either selling a course, so they tell you that they know how to make notes and you don't. Or they are elitist gatekeepers. I prefer the first one over the second one, to be honest. But to be fair, I also think that one of the reasons people care about how you write your notes is because they have a desire to share what works for them. They may genuinely believe that their method can be helpful for others. When you feel how much you yourself has benefited from something, it can feel so natural to want to tell as many people as possible. And it can also be easy to come off as someone who has found the Holy Grail. So maybe I'm being too harsh on the gatekeepers and course sellers. I hope the main reason people are out there telling you what to do is because of this natural tendency to want to share something you value for yourself. And then it just comes off a bit weird. And I mean, sure, I might also do some videos in the future where I show off some way to take notes for work or for school. Don't underestimate the need for video ideas. But what I want you to get from this long rambling video is to trust yourself, okay? You're out there, you're searching for how to take notes, how to use Obsidian, how to use Logseq, how to learn. What you need to focus on is writing stuff down. And what you also need to focus on is not getting stuck in what other people are telling you to do. It's okay to change a template you found online to better suit your needs. Unless that template is like copyrighted and you're trying to sell it on, just, tweak it a bit. It's supposed to be helpful for you. And if you're here searching for ways to take notes and all you find are these digital-based videos, it's okay to keep writing in a notebook instead of the latest software. The most important thing is that you have your eye on the prize, and that prize is knowledge. If you found that this video spoke to you or entertained you in some way, don't hesitate to give it a thumbs up. And if you enjoy chaotic ramblings on note-taking, Obsidian, life, self-optimization, feel free to subscribe to get your weekly dose of chaotic life advice. Until next time.